Welcome. In this video we're going to show you how easy it is to create and schedule a process in ASG-Zena. We start by selecting the authoring tab. As a next step, what we do is we select the folder in which we want to create our objects. As a first step, we have to create tasks. In this case, we're going to create a very simple system command task, which we name Who Am I? And it contains the command Who Am I? It's a very simple command which works in virtually any environment. So we filled in the details, we'll save it. Next, we've already, for the sake of time, set up a little task, which is a task called test job, which uses a set of variables. And as a next step, we're going to create a process. And first of all, what we need to do is set the tasks which need to be executed. This is done by dragging and dropping the cogwheel, and as we come to an end, we just place a terminator. So we double click the task, and what we do is we select the task and we go on. So we try to find Who Am I? Just by typing part of the string, we find it, double click, and we filled in the details. We can give it an alias here, which we will do. That's for clarity's sake, and so that we can see what we're actually executing. Next, we're going to execute our test job, so we'll have to select that one again, and we know it's this one. So we've selected it here. Also, we'll create an alias for it. And one of the things we can do here in actual fact is change the values of variables. So if I don't want a wait time of 5 seconds, what I can do is double click and make it 10 seconds for this process. Next step, what we have to do is decide in which sequence they are going to be executed. And it's simply done by selecting the first one, drawing an arrow to the next one, selecting the next one, drawing an arrow, in this case to our terminator, and we're done. So then all we need to do is set up the scheduling criteria, which we're going to do here in our triggers. And in this case, we're going to go for period 1, and our calendar is going to be the weekends. Let's go for weekends. So we can decide whether there's a time range. So if there's a window in which this process can run, we can determine that. But for the ease of it, we'll just sort of say we're okay. All we need to do then is give our process a name, save it, and now with the next schedule load, what happens is it will be loaded into the schedule. We can do this manually if we so wish. So what we can do is close out of here. Here's our test job. By right-clicking, we can now say, okay, what do we want to do? Manually run, fine. So we'll just manually run it like now for testing purposes. We go over to our operations. We make sure that our date is correct here. So we're not in April anymore, but we're on the 7th of May. And we'll just change the order in which we are looking at it. And here's our test job. It's scheduled. And what we can do now is via operations say, okay, run. And as you can see, it goes off and all is completed normal.